Batman stands still, his expression hardened but quiet. "I'm sorry, Lois," he says, his voice low but sincere. Lois doesn't hold back. Her frustration fills the room. Clark had been gone hours, and someone tried to kill his parents. "You, of all people." "I know," Bruce replies before she can finish. She steps closer, eyes burning. "How did this happen, Bruce?" "The Kent farm was supposed to be monitored. Protected." Batman explains, his tone sharp but defensive. "We were monitoring it. A light plane, a crop duster, nothing that shouldn't be flying over Smallville. Justice League systems detected no weapons." He shows her a tablet, an image of the aircraft. "But they weaponized a woman Clark and John had earlier taken to Star Labs." Lois crosses her arms, her worry morphing into anger. Batman continues, more direct now. "Your home isn't safe. I'm sorry. We'll need to find you in the Kent shelter. Somewhere hidden." She steps closer. "Get Martha and Jonathan to safety. I'm finding out who did this. I'm not hiding, and neither is John." A beat passes. Batman narrows his eyes. Where is John? High above the city, John Kent floats silently among the clouds. The world below pulses with light, unaware of the weight pressing on his chest. "I've been to other planets," he thinks. "I've lived in the future. I've faced actual monsters and intergalactic despots. But tonight, something feels different." He stares into the stars and admits to himself, "And this is about the most nervous I've ever been." The wind rushes past him as he dives toward the city. Skyscrapers blur beneath him, but his thoughts stay clear. "But I'm Superman. I have to be prepared to face anything." And with that, his gaze sharpens. Determined. Focused. "I can do this." John hovers outside the window, gently knocking against the glass. Despite all his strength, the tap is soft measured. Inside, Jay turns, raising an eyebrow. "How do you do that?" he asks. John smiles. "Do what?" "You can knock down a mountain." "How do you knock on a window?" John shrugs. Very, very carefully. He lands on the fire escape as Jay hands him his cape. "I looked after your cape." "Thanks," John says. "And thanks for earlier. I was out of control. I don't know what would have happened if I'd kept going." Jay leans on the railing. "I'm guessing a lot of screaming and running, followed by the inevitable pitchforks and people wanting to hunt the alien." They both laugh, the tension breaking for just a moment. "I owe you a meal," John says. Jay blinks. "What?" "You were invited to dinner. And instead of food, we got awkward family separation, life-endangering peril, and utter destruction." "Oh, yeah," Jay replies, smirking. John floats up, cape catching the wind. "I'm getting something to eat. Then you can pick any roof in the city." He disappears into the night, the city glowing beneath him. High above the Daily Planet, two figures sit beneath the Golden Globe, legs dangling over the edge, pizza boxes balanced between them. Jay takes a bite and nods in approval. "This is good pizza. Did you fly to Italy for it?" John smirks. "New York." Jay shrugs. Still impressive. They sit in silence for a beat, the city lights buzzing far below. "You by yourself in that apartment?" John asks. "Yeah." John turns toward him, his tone softening. "You don't have anyone?" Jay looks down, pulling the hood over his face just a bit. "No, my mom. She didn't make it out of Gomorrah." John's expression changes. The smile fades. "I'm sorry," he says gently. Then, quieter. "Do you want to tell me what happened?" Jay's voice grows quieter as he begins to tell the story. Henry Bendix came to Gomorrah with smiles and money and promises. He won people over. We see him waving from a podium, confetti raining down, surrounded by cheering crowds and blind hope. He wasn't one of us, but the people believed his lies, and they voted for him. That election would be the last one Gomorrah ever had. Bendix took control, and the city changed, bright lights hiding darker agendas. Jay's voice trembles as he continues. "My mother, Sarah Nakamura, was president before him. A memory flashes, his mother being dragged away by armed men. She screams his name, Jay, and all he could do was watch." Jay clenches his fists as the memory tightens around him. "I don't even know if she's alive." Back on the rooftop, under the stars, John sits beside him in silence. No answers. just presence. Jay lowers his voice, but every word is heavy with memory. As soon as Bendix was in power, he changed everything. Laws, rights. Our country became a factory, and the product was superhumans. He pauses, staring at his hands, at something no one else can see but him. I was taken, experimented on. His voice cracks, but he keeps going. Bendix's scientists tore me apart and put me back together, again and again, until there was barely anything left. A glowing, transparent hand shimmers over his own, a reminder of what they did to him. But when there wasn't enough of me to hold on to, they couldn't keep me imprisoned anymore. Jay's eyes narrow, filled with quiet defiance. I was able to fade away from Gamora. John listens silently. He reaches out, rests his hand on Jay's. It's not just comfort, it's solidarity. Jay looks up. I didn't think Gamora had a chance. But having Superman on our side. You do, John says. We can take him down, Jay. Jay nods, resolve sharpening in his voice. We can, and we start here, in Metropolis. Tonight, the city glows beneath them, and up ahead, Star Labs rises like a fortress of light and secrets. Jay narrows his eyes behind the mask. We start by finding out who moved Fault Line from Star Labs. John floats just behind him, silent but alert. You sure about this? He asks. Jay glances back. There's a reason I get the stories I do for the truth. I'm pretty good at getting to information that's locked away. He scans the building below. Every entrance, every angle. Main security is on the 4th floor. East side of the building. 3 doors in from the right. John nods, watching closely. Jay stands, tightening his gloves. Okay, I'm going in. Wish me luck. John offers a calm smile. Good luck. And with that, Jay leaps from the rooftop, diving into the night. Silent, fast, precise. John watches from afar, uneasy. I don't like people putting themselves in harm's way for me. He thinks. That's my job. Inside the labyrinth of Star Labs, Jay sprints down a stark, angular corridor, light streaking past him like a tunnel of neon. He reaches a restricted, security door and overrides the lock with practiced ease. The door slides open. Jay steps in, whispering, huh? 2 guards lie unconscious on the floor, their monitors flickering sickly green. He edges forward, eyes scanning the room. What is going on in? A red-gloved hand lunges from the shadows, yanking him up by the hood before he can finish the sentence. Jay is yanked back against a shadowed figure. Fast, calculated, fully armored. It's Robin. What the? Robin blurts out, startled. But Jay doesn't flinch. Yeah, he says coolly. You can't hurt me. I'll find a way. Damien affirms. Jay stumbles back, hands up. Wait, I'm a friend of John Kent. Robin's stance doesn't waver. John Kent doesn't have any others. Jay looks him in the eye. He does now. A pause. Robin studies him for a second longer, then shifts toward the door. But Jay is already moving. The door, he says, pulling a panel open with a click. Robin narrows his eyes, surprised. Huh. The door creaks open, and a familiar voice breaks the tension. Robin. Robin turns, just as surprised. Lois. She steps into view in a Star Labs coat, visibly confused by the scene in front of her. Jay pulls down his mask. Ms. Lane. She blinks. Do I know you? It's me. Jay, he says with a small smile. What is happening? Lois looks from one to the other, then at the unconscious guard sprawled on the floor. You're both here for John, aren't you? She shakes her head, half amused. That's very sweet. I mean, it's breaking and entering, but it's still very sweet. Behind her, Robin already has what they came for. He holds up a flash drive, smirking. If you're after the Fault Line security footage, I already have it. He turns toward the exit. We'll meet up outside. Jay studies the image on the screen, his expression tightening. I know that face. Lois leans over, identifying one of the figures. James Henderson. He's a U.S. Senator. Jay points to another, and beside him is the Gamoran ambassador to the U.S. I don't recognize the third man. The footage is damning. Powerful people, secret meetings, and now a direct connection to the chaos at the Kent farm. This links the Gamoran government and a U.S. senator to the attack on the Kents, Lois says, and to the post-human projects. Jay nods. This could be the smoking gun, right? It could be, she replies. But we need to find the ambassador. Elsewhere, John glances at Robin, who's wearing a rare grin. John frowns. Can you stop grinning? It's a little disconcerting coming from you. Robin just shrugs. What? John sighs. Robin gestures to Jay. So, Jay's the head of the truth. Impressive. Jay smiles. Yeah, the team is coming together, and the pieces are finally starting to align. Robin crosses his arms, trying to keep a straight face. You know I'm on my way to becoming the greatest detective in the world, he says. And I'm also your best friend. And quite perceptive. John raises an eyebrow, and Robin places a hand on his shoulder. And I'm really happy for you, man. John can't help but smile, wide, genuine surprised. Thanks. From a short distance, Lois watches them, amused. Robin, why are you grinning? He looks away. No reason. Lois chimes in with a smirk. It's a little disconcerting coming from you. They regroup near the rooftop edge. Lois updates them with a frown. I checked with the embassy. The Gamoran ambassador boarded a ship earlier this morning. Robin's face darkens. Once we release this footage, he won't be back. Lois nods. We need him to answer for his crimes. And we need him to talk. John squints toward the horizon. What ship? The chase isn't over. It's just leaving the planet. And that's the story, folks. Please, leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. See you next time.